Hello, everyone, and welcome to the May edition of our Troubleshoot.sh community meeting. Thank you so much to my live guests for joining, and for those who are watching later on async, we really appreciate you taking time to check in and find out what's going on with Troubleshoot.sh. We got a pretty short agenda, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Let's see. The first was talking about the new release of Troubleshoot. That seems like something a little bit important to talk about. We had a new feature added. If you were at or watched last month's Troubleshoot meeting, you may have noticed that we had some special guests who were asking to add a feature. Well, they did that, and it was merged. And that is pretty much all the update that I have. If anybody else would like to add anything in, I'll give a couple of minutes and I'll be quiet.
No, that's it. I was just trying to link to the actual pull request, but
Oh,
I
it's in the
can't.
agenda.
I can't seem to. I, yeah, that one links to an example, but yeah, the actual
Oh,
feature
heck.
is in a different pull request. Anyway, I don't know. For some reason, I can't edit the agenda.
That's weird. It should be open to edit by anybody, but maybe you have to sign in.
Oh, you know what? There's a magical button.
There we go. Yep, I had the link wrong, but Dimitri is coming to the rescue and he's going to fix that so that you can look at the actual issue that was, or the thing that was merged. Next one is mine, got my name on it. Quick update, just wanted to let everybody know that we are going to be doing a new troubleshoot webinar, well, workshop for KubeCon EU. That is going to be live streamed to YouTube. Um, it is hosted on Katacoda, and anybody can participate. Doesn't have to be on KubeCon day. Head over to catacoda.com/replicated HQ. That's where you're going to find all of our activities that we have going, and more will be added into the future. They're all very well documented, a lot of fun to go through, and I mean, new feature that you can try out without having to build out an entire environment. So definitely hope that you'll show up. Um, but don't leave any mean comments, you hurt my feelings. So that's all that I had about that, unless anybody else wanted to add anything in. Nope. All right.
I
So,
actually I have some questions. Like, what? How does that? Like, do we have to do anything? Like, who? Anybody from our end participating?
what do you mean?
The webinar, or is that?
Oh, the workshop? So it's going to be AJ primarily. He's going to be lead, and I'll be like assistant bookend. But if you want to participate, like if you wanted to build out another activity or something, I mean, you don't have to necessarily be on the webinar because it's going to be at like 4 a.m. your time. But if there's something that you want to include in it, just I think you're an admin on the repo that we use to hold all the Katacoda content. Just add it in, and we'll add it to part of the activities.
Okay, I was just curious because I haven't really heard any specifics about it.
Yeah, it's just a SB Cuddle deep dive. I don't want to give away too many secrets, but
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Jalaja, thanks for joining. We are about three-quarters of the way through our agenda. So this is where we're going to talk about meeting chairs. So I figured that we could follow the same path that a lot of other open source communities do with their meetings, where they have a rotating chair. Um, would anybody like to volunteer?
I would do it, but I'm a little grumpy to be a chair. But I don't know.
I don't know, that might make you the perfect chair. Don't spend too much time on any one topic.
Uh, yeah, I can probably do it. It's 2 weeks from now. I don't know what's on my calendar, what's gonna be on my calendar by then, but I could do it.
First Thursday, so you got 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah, even worse. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, so if anyone wants to volunteer, whether it's a fellow replicant or if it's someone who's a member of the community that wants to try it out, just put your name or your GitHub username in the HackMD agenda, and you will be in charge of leading next month's meeting. But for right now, we're going to say that a tentative yes is coming from Dimitri. So is it okay to go ahead and put you down? All right. So that has been decided, and I think that is going to be a very successful initiative. So now it is time for open floor. This is where we talk about anything having to do with open source in general. Doesn't necessarily have to be about troubleshoot, but it does have to be open. So opening up open floor.
Is Troubleshoot built on like the KubeBuilder API standards, or it's the OpenShoot, like the other one?
You say that again?
Like, is the Troubleshoot built on the KubeBuilder APIs, or on the like? Is it like, does it use KubeBuilder APIs? Like, at least the structure.
Does it use kubectl API structure?
No, like the KubeBuilder, like the whole API design.
No, no, we didn't use that.
Okay. Like, how was it migrated from like V1 beta 1 to beta 2?
Manually.
Okay. Okay. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's a little tricky with troubleshoot compatibility because it's vendored into COTS product, and then it needs to be kept backwards compatible,
Okay.
which is a little bit of a challenge because we don't want to break existing specs,
Okay.
and yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, go ahead, Pawan. Sorry.
yeah, I think like I introduced that new flag, and when I saw it at client side, it was not there. So like, I think I need to copy paste some files for that to be like.
You don't have to maintain V1 beta 1.
Okay.
You don't have to. So if there is an old spec with V1 beta 1, they are not using that flag.
Okay.
So that's okay. Yeah.
All right. Does the same thing apply to COTS too?
Pretty much, yeah. You may
Okay.
notice like we haven't changed the API version. We're just updating the existing one.
Okay. I tried to rebuild the whole troubleshoot using the cube builder structure, like the GVK didn't match, so it was a bit complex. So I just wanted to see like, was it built like in the cube builder way, or it was like just migrated?
Yeah, there's gonna be like if we ever change the API version, there's gonna be some friction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pawan, if you're done, I have a. Are you done?
Yes.
Cool. So this may not be anything specific with the troubleshoot, but is there a way that, like we do kubectl get events, is there a way that I can do sbctl get errors so that it can scan the entire support bundle and list down the top 10 errors that it found in the bundle or something of that sort? Is there a value that to think of those lines? Basically, this is just a thinking out loud thought. It may not be a well thought question,
For his bcodl, he doesn't really have any tools to examine support bundle. It just uses kubectl. So whatever you can do with kubectl, that's all there is. If you want to get like all of the errors, you can. I know what you're asking for, and this is not the same thing, but you can get kubectl get event -a, so you get events from all the namespaces, and then you can grab for like a warning or whatever you want in that list, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
Also, if you do kubectl get pods with -a for all namespaces, then you can grep for everything that's not running, for example. I don't know if that's helpful, but there is no way to like scan the support bundle and show me all the errors. Like there's no such thing really. That's what analyzers are for.
So do you think it's worth writing an analyzer that would scan the bundle and then find out the top 10 errors like Rookf errors or?
You mean like top 10 in the bundle, or top 10 that are seen everywhere, like in the world? Like,
top 10 in the bundle, because
top 10 in the bundle.
Yeah. Like for example, the main ones, like, are there any errors in the COTS ADM? The basic COTS, yeah, troubleshoot, I know it's nothing to do with COTS or curl, but that's why I'm trying to see if we can do some critical errors somehow.
It's an interesting proposal and a feature, but like when you see an error in the log, for example, it doesn't mean that error is relevant, because the error may have been resolved, but it is still in the log file. So how would you distinguish like errors that are relevant from errors that are in the past?
Yeah, so the tail errors, the ones that are towards the, when I do a like log file, like, I do a pipe tail 500, that means the errors in the last 500 lines in the journal COTL, for example, or COTS ADM.
Yeah, but that doesn't really, like, if you look at, I know COTS ADM is not very good with logging, but a lot of the time you want to keep the service logs quiet to the minimum, and you only want to log errors. So the top 500 lines may be 500 errors, The last 10 lines will be 10 errors. Because typically that's what you want to log. You want to log warnings, errors. You don't want to log debugging information. It's more of an exceptional case.
Yeah, true.
I mean, running in production, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to think whatever I do manually after I get the support bundle.
You can come up with an algorithm that describes your manual process. You can implement it.
Oh, one more question.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this from one of the customers. Like they're trying to generate the support bundle using like a URL proxy redirect. I posted it in the Slack. So they are trying to, like, everything, the queries which they are trying to do, like it's being intercepted, and like they're using some kind of mimecast to like proxy that URL and see like if the URL is right or wrong, and then like pass that URL again. So it's able to collect, looks like it's able to collect, like download the spec, but every time it runs a kubectl query, like it's again being intercepted, like the kubectl, like any calls to the client.
To any calls to like Kubernetes API, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like they may need to set like a no proxy variable or something like that.
Oh.
I
just posted.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, I see.
I ran.
Yeah, that's a weird one. So what I would do if I were them, I would get this back and save it to a local file and use the file instead of this proxy.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna support.
And then I'm assuming there may be a proxy variable set in the environment, so they need to add a null proxy for the API server. So,
Okay.
So support bundle doesn't try to connect to the proxy, just goes directly to the API server.
Okay.
Maybe that's the issue there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, it looks like 10.12.2.34, that IP address in the error message.
Yeah,
If they
it's a,
add that, if they add that to no proxy.
okay.
Yeah.
That's. I thought it was a issue with the proxy, but yeah, I think it's the proxy then. Like they're trying to install the app and license is erroring out maybe. So
Yeah, that looks like it looks like a permissions error, but even if they allow it, that call is not going to succeed because proxy cannot
yeah,
connect to the local
I think it's
Kubernetes APIs. It just can't go to the proxy. It has to be local.
Okay.
Sorry about that, technical difficulties on my end. So we're still at open floor. Did anyone else have any other questions, comments, anything they'd like to say? All right. Well, it has been a pleasure having you here today. Thank you all so much for joining, and thank you for those who are watching later on. We appreciate you taking time to check out what's going on with Troubleshoot. And it has been a pleasure being a leader of the community. With that, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and I'm going to give you all 35 minutes back. I can count, I promise. But thank you all so much for joining, and we'll see you next month. Bye, everybody.